In this video, I'm going to teach you how to deal with rejection, even if you're very, very sensitive or maybe kind of even desperate. So I'm going to take you back into the archives of 2008. So back in 2008, I was a woman and I was totally broke. I had a girlfriend at the time. We were living in California and we decided to move to Chicago with just the backpacks on our back by train from California. We were moving on a train because we didn't have very much money. So we hop on the train, get to Chicago, move in with this guy in the burbs. He had a 1-bedroom apartment and it's kind of creepy. He'd offer us like cheaper rent if we maybe walked around naked. It wasn't the right place for us. And every so often he would drive into the city to meet with clients. He was a photographer and a private investigator and all these other weird things. He's driving to the city and meet with a client at a cafe and he says, "You want to come with me?" So we're like, you know what? This is a great time to explore Chicago. We're living in the burbs. We have to take the like long haul train to get into the city. Yes, we are coming. And at this point, we had very little money, no jobs, just the backpacks on our back that we came with, and we had a mission to get jobs. I decided we're gonna get in the car with him. It's snowing, it's cold. We don't have proper jackets because we're from California where it's never cold. I think I had a sweater at the time, and I decided I'm gonna go foot traffic while he's meeting with a client to find a job. So we get to this neighborhood and it is not the best neighborhood. It is pretty sketch, pretty, like there's gang signs everywhere. There's a lot of rundown storefronts. I could tell that this wasn't one of the best neighborhoods to be in, but I decide I'm gonna go try my luck and find a job. So, no job, like a job is better than no job. So I start hoofing it and walking through the snow, and my girlfriend's coming with me thinking, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm gonna go collect my nose." So what does this mean? When I say I'm gonna go collect my nose, I'm gonna go collect rejections, because I know in my mind, the more rejections I add up, the more resilient I become to rejections, the closer I am to getting an actual job. I'm like walking down the street and I see a barber shop. And for those of you who don't know, my previous life, I was a hairstylist, went to cosmetology school, and I cut people's hair. I decided that I'm gonna get, just walk into the first place that I might be qualified to work in and ask for a job. So there's this barber shop and it's called, I think, Star Hair Designs. Is not the barber shop for a red-haired, like skinny lesbian to be working from California to be working at. This is the barber shop where they taught, they did like special haircuts that were like symbolic of the gangs. They had this thing called a fringe where it was just like the whole head shaved, but this like little mullet in the back. If you had, there were haircuts, like if you had certain lines on the side, that meant you were in a certain gang, and other things that meant you were in another gang. It wasn't like beautiful and fancy and very clean. It was in an ethnic neighborhood, and I could just tell, like, oh, this place is way different than I imagined working. I go to walk in and my girlfriend says, "What are you doing? Like, they're not gonna give you a job." And I said to her, "Yes, they're probably not gonna give me a job, but the more no's I get, the closer I am to a yes. So let's just go get those no's cranked out of the way. Let's just get used to people saying no to me, so I just have some internal strength and resilience." So I walk in, kind of sheepishly ask for a job, and he says, "Come in tomorrow." I'm like, oh crap, I got a job. I got a job at a place that I don't know if it's totally right for me, but a job is a job, so I'll take it. I take the Metro in to this job. It takes like an hour to get there. And it was actually one of the coolest jobs I've ever had. I got to learn a completely different culture. I learned all these new skills. I learned how to do like super tight fades with clippers. I learned how to use a straight razor. You know how those barbershop fades have those really tight, like those really edged in lines that look like almost like a cut piece of paper. I learned how to do that. I learned how to do graphics, you know, the gangbanger graphics is super cool. I learned how to do the threading where you take the piece of string and you like pull it through your teeth and you can clean up around people's eyebrows and the edges of people's beards. I learned all these cool techniques, but I also learned about business. I learned about treating employees with kindness and care, because the owner of the shop, he was amazing. His name was Abraham, and I'll never forget him. No matter how many clients you got that day, no matter how successful you were, he fed everybody. He went, he ordered food and fed everyone. You know, that job, it didn't end up being my forever job, but the things that I learned there were absolutely life-changing. They were skills that I took with me everywhere that I went. Years later, I ended up opening my own hair salon, and I actually got rated #1, the top 50 hairstylists in Chicago, which is a big deal. Top 50 hairstylists in Chicago, and it was because I was taking these skills that were only being taught in ethnic barbershops to regular barbershops, like the lining up, the fades. I didn't do threading in my hair salon, but it just added this level of detail to haircuts that wasn't being done before. It was just a completely life-changing experience that I would not have received had I not been willing to just hear a no. So for those of you who are needing something in your life, you know, you're needing a new job, you're needing a new position, you're needing more income, you're needing growth, here's what I say to you. Go out and rack up, intentionally go for the no. Go out and see how many no's you can get. Go out and apply for jobs that you don't think you would even see yourself in, and let the universe surprise you with what the universe actually has in store for you. I hope this helped you. I hope you are inspired to just embrace rejection, to actually go straight towards it. And if you like this video, if it helped you, if you want any more amazing tips that will completely change your life, make sure that you subscribe to this channel and say hello in the comments. Love you all.